LA residents are moving to Miami in droves, and they may single-handedly be responsible for the surge in South Florida real estate prices. Okay, maybe not just them. A few other cities, of course, have contributed to this rise, but the point that I'm trying to make is that real estate prices here have gone through the roof, which makes knowing that what you're getting into and getting out of more important now than ever before. So just like in my previous video where I compared Manhattan real estate to Miami real estate, in this video, I will be comparing LA real estate to Miami real estate. The concept is quite simple. I will select a criteria and then locate homes that match that criteria, first in LA and then in Miami. And then, of course, we're going to compare each property side by side to see what city provides better value for your dollar, both in the buying market and in the renting market. As always, guys, make sure to subscribe, activate that bell, and like this video for more Miami real estate content. So for the criteria, I wanted to go with the average price single family home, or something that you would find in Miami, which brings us to a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a 2-car garage or a just 1-car garage, around 2,000 square feet at $500,000. Now, we will be implementing the same criteria for renting, but instead of $500,000, we're going to be using a $5,000 per month budget. So without further ado, let's start with LA. Let's see what we can find based on that criteria or something around that criteria, and let's compare that to Miami. So believe it or not, I did a lot of this legwork, of course, before I get started, but selecting the average priced home in Miami and trying to find something similar in LA was actually quite difficult. When I went to search for around $500,000, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a car garage in LA, there wasn't that many options. I think there was like 3 options, and out of all the options, this was the best option that I can find that matches closely or resembles closely to the criteria that I just mentioned, and that of course is going to hit those points in that price point that I was just talking about. Now, this property here is, as you can see, is listed for $500,000. It isn't quite a 3-bedroom. It is better though. It is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's 1924 square feet as opposed to 2,000. So it's just shy of that 2,000 square foot mark that we're trying to meet. Now, looking at the pictures, as you can see, there is first of all, it lacks in curb appeal. I mean, that's kind of obvious. Landscaping is kind of all over the place. There isn't a 1-car or 2-car garage for that matter. There's kind of like a carport and an alleyway. It's fenced off. And what you are seeing here is a street view. It looks like this is either the backside. It doesn't state either the backside of the property, which I believe it to be, or a detached additional dwelling unit, which it could be. I know California has a lot of those, but it's kind of shuttered. So this obviously looks like it's been abandoned. It hasn't been in use for a long time. And so what this means to me, or what we like to call this in the real estate industry world, is a handyman special, which basically means that you're going to have the luxury and the ability to have to put in a lot of money. This probably will easily run you about $150,000. I mean, the shower needs to be completely gutted and redone. The flooring needs to be redone. I would imagine that the plumbing needs to be redone as well. Who knows the condition of the roof? But just around $100,000 to maybe possibly $200,000 is what this property is going to run you on a rehab. Now, that isn't necessarily a bad thing. I would imagine that these homes fixed up are way more than $500,000. So there is something to be said about possibly buying and, getting a property that's more value add than opposed to turnkey. Now, the point of this exercise wasn't to see how much more value you would have in appreciation or if it's a better investment. More so, I was trying to compare what a better property for you to live in would be at a turnkey property. It doesn't necessarily fit that bill because it isn't turnkey. So unless you wanted to go through the hassle and the headaches of getting a contractor, then this may be or pose a problem to you. Now, on the flip side, let's see what we can find in Miami. Again, Miami didn't have a whole lot of inventory either. Miami was also very limited when I put that $500,000 price point, looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a car garage around 2,000 square feet. But believe it or not, I was able to locate something in Kendall, so it's kind of west of where you would traditionally find the downtown and Brickell areas. So this is more in suburbia, as was that other property in Los Angeles. I would imagine it to be. But this is more suburbia and what you can traditionally find as your typical average priced single family home. As of late, homes have increased of value, I believe around $60,000 to $70,000 from over the last 12 to 18 months in the average price home, bringing us to $500,000. So that's why I'm getting this criteria. But looking at the photos here, if you look for, let me just tell you what the property description is. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath and a half, so it kind of meets the criteria that we're looking for. It's $480,000 as opposed to $500,000, and it's 2,005 square feet. Okay, so it kind of meets all the criteria, and it has a 1-car garage as opposed to a 2-car garage. So looking at the photo here, much better curb appeal than as you can imagine California to be, or Los Angeles to be. And what's interesting about this unit, believe it or not, is that it's located on a canal. So you do somewhat get a water view, which is very rare. I mean, the odds of this happening, you're not always going to find a property in the $500,000 mark that has canal access. So this is definitely rare. Now, this one has been renovated. This kitchen has been completely renovated. It's an old renovation, albeit it's definitely not 2021 or 2020 for that matter renovation. This was probably done in the 2015 or something like that. Just given the cabinet colors and the granite countertops and the leveled off two-tier countertops give it away, because that's a very old style. Not super old, but just old style. It isn't a complete open layout concept. But yeah, as you can see, it's in much better condition than the Los Angeles property, which is surprising to me, because I would have to say that supposedly I read an article, Miami has beat out, I think it was LA, for the second most, or it might have been San Francisco, for the second most expensive city to live in the United States, second to only New York. So I was expecting going into this to find a much better value in Los Angeles than in New York. Now, that could just be the actual area that I selected. I don't know why these pictures aren't loading. That could be the actual area that I selected, and not so much. It may just be a general California specific area, not necessarily in Los Angeles. But nonetheless, Miami has theoretically been priced out or outpriced Los Angeles in terms of real estate. So I, for one, am very surprised to see that you can actually get a better value property for purchase in Miami than in LA. But nonetheless, let's go to the rental market. So for one, I think we kind of proved that the purchase market so far has been swaying more in the direction for Miami and better value. But again, that is anecdotal. That is just one example in Los Angeles to Miami. But I'm starting to see more of a trend here, because I was doing some research beforehand, and there isn't a whole lot of inventory in Los Angeles and a whole lot of inventory in Miami. So if we're just basing it off of the current inventory as a snapshot of October 2021, Miami's definitely outpacing and beating out Los Angeles. So it's kind of easy to see why a lot of people are pulling the trigger and coming here, not just for the taxes, but in many cases, a better value and more bang for your buck in terms of the type of property you're going to get. Now, when looking for a rental, this is where it got a little interesting, because when looking for rental, it was very hard to pinpoint a rental. Again, inventory is very limited, so we're working with a scarce amount. But I did try my best to locate a property in Los Angeles. This is apparently North Hollywood, so you guys who live in California may be able to better tell me or suit me exactly where this area is located. But from what it seems like on Zillow, it's in the Los Angeles region. And what I was able to locate is a property that's very similar or close to the criteria that I set out. And this is even bigger than the criteria that I set out, because if you look here, it's a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath and 1948 square feet. So it's a little bigger than the unit mix that I said of a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's even bigger in square footage. And it's even cheaper than the $5,000 that I set. It's actually $4,800 per month. And I think that this property, looking at the pictures now, is tremendous. I mean, you have these beautiful pavers outside that are synonymous with this new market, a new style of homes that we're seeing now with the driveway pavers that they have like this. The grass, I'm more used to traditional green grass. This could just be just typical in this area. But I do love the home. So kind of very open layout concept. You have the exposed, more industrial style railing system. So a little bit more exposed beams in that sense. Your recessed lighting, new flooring, the cabinetry is darker. It does seem like they're still kind of finishing up the work, so I would imagine that these aren't the best pictures, or it showcases the best. But yeah, dual sink vanities, very nice and modern, glass showers, European style glass showers with the half side with a bathtub combo. Oh, and you even have a shower here on the side. Are these 2 showers? I think these are 2 showers, which is kind of interesting to have 2 showers next to each other. I don't know what you need that for, but to each their own. I guess people in California do things a little different. But nonetheless, you get extra value in that sense. The backyard is also really nice. I mean, it does seem kind of small. You're definitely not going to be fit. Let me go back here. Yeah, it seems kind of small. It doesn't seem like you're going to be fitting in a pool anytime soon, but nice backyard by any means. And again, you have your 2-car garage here. So this kind of meets all the metrics And this is something actually going into this, something that I was expecting to find for around $500,000 in California before I started searching for a property. But in terms of a single family home, either in California renting or buying, from just this traditional example that I'm seeing, it seems like you get a lot more value in the renting market. Now, I could be wrong, but that's what it is so far. Now, this is a beautiful home. Let's compare that to Miami and let's see if Miami beats out this home. Okay, now finding a home in Miami was also not an easy feat, as you can imagine, but I was able to locate a few out of all the homes that I was able to kind of pull up on the MLS. This home definitely seems to be the best and closest resembles the criteria that we have set out. So looking at this property real quick, just the unit mix, it is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. So it is one unit, one room bigger and one bathroom bigger than the actual criteria that we set out, but it is around 2,100 square feet. So it's close to that $2,000 mark. I mean, 2,000 square feet mark, which was the metric that we set, which was the hard part to find, because a lot of homes are 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, but they're traditionally smaller than 2,000 square feet with the current inventory that we have now. But looking at this home, it's in Doral, so another neighborhood west, real west in Miami, in accordance to where downtown and Brickell is, just so that people can kind of navigate and have a place on the map as to where what I'm speaking about. But Doral is a very suburban, family-centric area. It's a great area to raise a family in. So this would kind of be the traditional home that most people would be looking at if they're coming to or relocating from another state with a family and looking for good school districts and just a great place to raise a family at a budget that's relatively within somebody's price point of what you can actually find for this. This does have a 2-car garage. Another reason why I selected it, because a lot of homes do not have a 2-car garage, and this one is listed for $4,500 a month. So again, similar to the California home. Let's take a look at the photos and see. So your traditional, just for one, the curb appeal on the California home, the Los Angeles home, in my opinion, is much better than this home in Doral. Obviously, the years built that you can see, this one is traditional. I believe this was built in 2004. Yeah, it was built 2007. So pretty close. And the one in Los Angeles seems to be newer construction. So curb appeal alone, LA is winning. Backyard, actually it's similar size backyard. The LA home had a very similar size backyard, potentially bigger backyard in LA and better looking backyard in LA. So far, that's winning. In terms of style, I mean, you have your granite countertops, which are traditional in 2007. That was the kind of the look. The espresso cabinets, these small tile flooring. So everything, is this carpet this is carpet in the bedroom. So that is traditional for the type of look and style that you could get back then. So in terms of price point, pretty similar. We're comparing $4,500 a month to $4,800 or 40, whatever it was. But similar in price point, similar in square footage. This one is, similar in unit mix, and far and wide, LA is beating in Miami in terms of rental. So this has been the first example I've done of the 2 videos that I've done, with New York being the first and LA being the second, that Miami is in a losing position, which is exactly the type of content that I've been trying to produce. I do feel that Miami has a lot of value, but I do feel that a lot of things are being overpriced and people are paying a premium for. And there's some markets where you will probably find better properties for that same amount of money, but so far, we've only been able to locate this property. But again, I'm selecting markets that are all traditionally overpriced, and the real estate markets are in a frenzy there as well as they are in Miami. So with that being said, guys, I hope this video brought some value to you. I hope this is able to give you a much better idea as to the type of real estate you can find in Miami, but also compare that to other real estate that maybe they're in the state that you're living in or the city that you're living in. And if you never have or given it any thought as to what you can get in comparison to the city that you're living in, and you're thinking about relocating Miami, this may be a good exercise for you to actually start doing your own research. Again, there isn't a whole lot out there, but depending on your price point, depending on your criteria on what you're looking for, it may be a good way to start comparing apples to apples, which is always difficult to do because every city and real estate is so hyper local. It's impossible to know every street to street as to how it changes. It has its own personality, it has its own traits and characteristics. But as far as I can tell, to try to get as good or broad of a picture as we can, this is a good exercise for you to do. And so far, it's panned out. Either you guys will be the judge. You let me know if LA is better or Miami has been better. You know, I'm biased in some cases, but yeah, I could easily say that LA has won the rental one so far. So with that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for making it this far. And as always, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video if you found value from the content, and make sure you activate that notification bell as I post a new video once in every week. And I'll see you all next week. God bless.